Hey, Jim! Yeah, you shouldn't be out here! Sorry. Oh boy, look at how beautiful she is. Nice job, everybody. Stairs, nice and wide. It doesn't feel like a basement.
Yeah.
2 kitchens, 3 laundry rooms, 6 bedrooms. This house is fabulous. Hey there, screen friends. It's your favorite home inspector who tells it like it is. Today, you guys, I've got a good one for you. We are in a brand new 2024 custom home, 5,700 square feet. 2 kitchens, 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, wraparound decks, looks like a 4-car garage. And you guys, I hate to say it, but as I'm sitting here, as I drove by and just did a U-turn to pull in front of this house, I can already see a bunch of stuff that make these sellers are gonna hate me. But we gotta tell it like it is. That's what we're here to do. Now, you guys might be noticing a new addition on yesterday's video, or whatever, when these videos, what order they get released, but I got a shoulder sling. So a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I fell through an attic, board broke, dropped me. I was able to catch myself, but I separated my shoulder, my left shoulder in the fall by catching with that arm, and it jacked that shoulder way up. So those of you guys who haven't ever done this, they rank it between a 1 to a 5 on how bad your separation is. 1 being, yeah, it's okay, it's gonna just take a little while, and then 5 meaning surgery and a couple of pins maybe. So when I fell in the attic at the church in Idaho, I was at about like a 1 to a 2 with the separation, and then I actually, in my garden, in my yard, I tripped over a rock and I fell, and I think I was holding something in one hand, and the other hand went out to catch me, and I separated my shoulder further up to a really good 3, maybe a teeny bit more. And so I'm in a ton of pain. I tried to tough through it yesterday. You guys might watch that video and be like, wow, he doesn't seem like his normal chipper self. Yeah, I was really struggling. So today we went and got some x-rays this morning, and yep, sure enough, that shoulder is separated pretty bad. I don't need surgery, but it's going to be 6 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks to build up the scar tissue enough to where we could start physical therapy my shoulder back. So unfortunately, y'all are going to be watching me inspect with a sling, and I'm not really a really good patient. I struggle to like do all the right things and not lift stuff and not do stuff. And so I'm sure it will be funny for all of you to watch me and listen to me. Ow, oh, that hurt. Shouldn't do that. Oh, ow, that hurt. Shouldn't do that. But it is what it is. So anyways, so we're sitting here in front of this beautiful new home, 2024, that these folks are selling. Now, why would you sell your brand new house? A lot of folks in Utah, will build a nice home and do a bunch of the work themselves for what we like to call sweat equity, if you will. And then they turn around and sell the house, make a little bit of a profit. And if you're willing to do that a couple of times, it's kind of a good way to get yourself into a little bit of a nicer house than you can afford. Right? It takes some sacrifice because you're moving constantly. So like it's just kind of a headache. I talked about doing that at one point in time with my wife, and she's just like, yeah, that's not happening. So we didn't do that. We did it the other way, the hard way. But that's okay. Oh, hang on. We should be screen recording the daylights out of this guy, shouldn't we? You guys, this house is so cool looking. I really hope I don't find a ton of crap wrong. I hope I actually just see these couple things from outside that, you know, maybe didn't get quite taken care of. All right, crew, as it normally is, here's my views. Look at all these sunflowers. Look at this beautiful valley. Look at these beautiful houses. Check this house out. Is this not gorgeous? I think this is gorgeous. My kind of house. Right off the get-go, you guys, one of the first things I'm noticing is the hillside. And I bet you that big pile of rocks is to stack up right here so that we don't get a bunch of settlement. Because otherwise that driveway is going to crack and slide and shift. And they did a really weird angle on it. Not super awesome, but whatever. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are
Actually,
you?
good, thanks. You must be the nanny.
Yes,
Hey,
I
I'm
am.
Brian, the home inspector. Did you know I was coming?
Yes, I did.
I'm so glad. Okay, they probably told you I'm going to start outside. I'm easily going to be 45 minutes to an hour outside.
Okay, you're totally fine.
Come in. So,
Yeah.
yeah, as long as you know. Would you mind turning all the outside lights on for me?
Yes.
Like the ones in the garage, back patio, all that kind of thing.
Yes, I can make sure that everything is on.
Do you need all the lights in the house?
Yes, but I'll do the ones on the house because I have to come through and do like everything inside as well. I just figured the outside is easier if you just kick them on for me.
Okay, yeah, I'll go around the house and make sure the outside ones are on. Hey, let me know if you need anything
I
at
will.
all.
And if you hear, I am going to be like testing outlets and like I might trip some GFIs and stuff like that. So if there's weirdness, just it is most likely me. You're welcome to say something and let me know. But it's pretty.
No worries. I'm not worried about it.
And then, yeah, that should be it.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank
let
you.
me know if you need anything
I
at
will.
all.
Thanks. Cool. Got a bathroom with a laundry right here off the garage, which is pretty sweet. And our dude has got him one heck of a sweet looking truck. Ooh, baby. Work going on still. You guys see this orange line right here? This is their internet getting run in across the ground instead of buried through that conduit. So still got some stuff. But so far, you guys, I think the couple little things that I found from the road are about as bad as it gets. So I'm pretty happy to be reporting on a good house. I mean, we'll find out more on the inside, right? Look at the underside of this deck. Isn't that a beauty? Boy, oh boy, isn't that what it's supposed to look like, boys and girls? We sure don't see that very often, do we? I think it's 4 furnaces and 2 ACs. I bet you they got 2 furnaces and AC up and 2 furnaces down. What do you think this is? Are they changing out the black door, putting in this one? So one thing, you guys, you've probably heard me call this out, I call it out all the time, is they build these fancy roofs and they double up and they don't put rain gutters up on them second stories, and that is just a recipe for disaster down the road. Who wants to get on a roof? You guys ever watch a gimpy home inspector with a blown out shoulder climb a roof with a ladder and a computer and a camera? Yeah, I haven't either. I was just worried about that grate under the deck. I just want to make sure that these folks are aware of it and realize that it desperately needs to be corrected before their landscape adventure is complete. I feel like this is about as good a spot as any to get on that roof, but you guys, I'm going to take 2 minutes and run out and grab my water bottle and my house shoes because I'm thirsty. Here, what? Let's do this way. And then at least we got the strong arm hanging onto the ladder, huh? In the rain gutters. That's fortunately pretty typical on a brand new roof. Okay, well, let me get situated here, you guys, and we'll go walk through this house together. All right, guys, let's go check this house out together, shall we? Oh boy, look at how beautiful she is. I did not bring you in with me to watch me do my one-handed struggle to get my shoes on. My house shoes. We got a beautiful bathroom. We got a, looks like a spa tub and a jacuzzi thingy, or someone's pedal bike. We got a closet. I bet that's out with the laundry and an attic. Cool use of board and batten. There's our second thermostat for the main floor. Confirming that we have east and west wings. Ah, there we go. We got a commode closet right here. So should you want to duty with the door wide open, you can look out and enjoy your view. Classy. I actually think that's cool. Got a little tub if you want to do an ice and heat hot shower. What's that? Just a closet. And then we actually have the bedroom closet. Master, which is pretty bomb. I don't like these horizontal handrails. Little kids climb them. We all have kind of learned that by now, I think. Love their gold accents. This is a gorgeous home. Nice. Here, let's just check over here. So this is like a mud room. And then this just goes to the garage. So that's the coolest mud room. Double fridges. I'm not sure about the appliances. They're cool. Oh, they're the same, almost the same as mine. Bet you we got a bad three-way right there. What is that? Oh. Okay, never mind. Never mind. And then we got the other kitchen. Okay, so this is the kitchen you make an actual mess in. Look at this. That other one, there's that garage door thingy. Looks like that other one might just be for show. Double dishwasher. Coolio. Coolio. Nice job, everybody. Stairs. Nice and wide. And what do we got? Bathroom. Yep. Cute, cute, cute. This is to be like kind of like the workout room, gymnasium type of a space. I think that's a flippy board. A little girl uses one of those. We got us a closet, well organized. It's kind of easy to be really organized when you have a ton of room. So we got, I don't even know what the heck that is. Enevive. Some sort of a water filtration system, pumping it into here, and then they must be pumping this into the rest of the house to drink. I got my main plumbing stack, I got a couple of water heaters, I got an electrical panel, a couple GFIs, 2 furnaces with AC. Maybe there is just the 2. No, there's got to be 4. There's got to be 4. What we got here? Just another closet. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. What was that? Oh, that was the stairs we just came down. Just another closet with a light. Oh, no shelves, no nothing. That's fine for big stuff. Ooh, what's this? This would be a walk-in closet with a big old bedroom. Sweet. Oh, that's right. There wasn't other bedrooms upstairs, so all your bedrooms are on the basement with the exception of the master. That is a very fancy, very slick bathroom. Another bedroom. Probably has a giant walk-in closet too. What do you know? Huh. Door stops. That's a plus. That's a plus. What, we got another bedroom right here? So is it 6? This one's not even being used. What is this, another kitchen? What? No, this is another laundry room? Oh yeah, number 3. So 1, yeah, 3. I knew 3. We said that. 2 kitchens, 3 laundry rooms, 6 bedrooms. Word. This house is fabulous. Well, now, guys, we are just going to go and spend some time and find out just how fabulous this home actually is. I'm going to inspect. I'm going to do everything. Open and close doors, windows, covers, doors, test outlets, light fixtures, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know it by now. You've seen it. You've heard it. Let's go do it. See you soon. Another kitchen. Quite near perfect so far, you guys. Fabulous news. So the start of my video, literally, I'm sitting in front of the car and I'm like, listen, you guys, this is a 5,700 square foot custom build built in 2024, and they're already selling it. And I'm like, so that seems weird to you? I'm like, it might, but in Utah, we like to build a house that we can't afford, and then we sell it, and we do it again, and we do it again, and we do it again. And after 5 or 6 of those, we have a nice house that we can't really afford, but we don't owe anything on it, so it's okay. And so I don't fault that, but a lot of times those first 5 houses suck. And it's not until 6 or 7. Well, this is number 6 for them. Oh, wow. So I honestly, literally, I'm like, I bet you the first one sucked. But now it's like they've done a great job. And so they have. So, I mean, I really don't have anything major. I think the biggest thing you guys are contending with is still finishing up with landscaping and grading. So the grade around the house, this is all temporary. You're going to have water issues this winter unless you guys are like proactive about it. And so we'll go look at a bunch of that stuff. They never had, their furnaces have never been cleaned out from construction, so they're full of drywall dust and just kind of all the debris from construction, which means that if the guys didn't clean out the furnaces, they didn't clean out the ductwork as well. And so that's kind of just, I think most houses end up with a little bit of that. Roofing was in pretty good shape.
That's why I don't allow builders to use my furnaces until the house is painted.
Yeah, that's smart because they all. I call this out all the time, man.
Warranty it,
You do. You got to come out and do all that work, and and I'm really glad that you do HVAC because I actually have a question. So the one of the furnaces, it to me sounds like the blower motor is surging.
Yeah, so that could be an indication of restricted airflow.
Okay.
A lot of the newer fans have what's called ECM motors on them.
Okay.
And if the airflow is restricted or
it'll ramp up a bit.
The filter's dirty or whatever, it'll surge like that or woo.
It's surging. You'll hear it when we go down there, and I'm glad to hear that. So then I don't have to worry so much. But because I was like, gosh, that doesn't sound quite right. Is it ramps up, and you're like, Those usually aren't variable speeds, but so that's cool. So I mean, kind of just some little stuff like that. But for the most part, I think their attention to detail is solid. I think they really, really got you guys a good home. So garage, everything in the garage is in great shape. Like I said, I hit out. Now the only thing. I said I've opened and closed every door and tested every outlet, right? I'm not allowed to touch or move anything. So anything that's blocking an outlet, that's the one I didn't get to. But for the most part, I can get to them all. Okay. And so I did not find a single miswired outlet. I did find some weirdness to where there's a GFI in this laundry room, and it is synced, I think, to a basement bathroom GFI, which is just so if it trips out here, you have to go downstairs and reset that GFI before you can reset this GFI. Gotcha. And I asked her about that, and she was like, yeah, there was our problem with that when we did our walkthrough and with the builders, and they just put another GFI right here. And I don't really, that kind of like that redundancy is why it makes it complicated. Okay. And so I think as long as you're aware, then you're like, instead of having to worry about an outlet being dead, you just know you got to run downstairs and grab it. So they do have now the only other thing to ask them about is the water filtration system that they have. I'm just not that familiar with it. They do have a water softener, and then the brining tank is right up here in the garage. So that's cool. Like I said, they've been around long enough to learn that little trick. Yeah. So that's really cool.
Salt into the basement.
Yep. So I did ask her as well. So I assumed wrongfully that all of these wires were for security cameras. They're for lighting. Yes, jellyfish lighting, and that's what this white box up here on the wall is for, where they all hub into. So very cool.
That was kind of my guess, yeah.
Oh, mine was cameras, but yeah, I guess the jellyfish lighting would have made sense too. I know we all put these security systems in Cache Valley, and then you really don't need them.
There's 2 windows in the vaults.
Right, and they just have them covered.
Attic.
Yes, that's just the attic space. Yep, and there's not even light because you can see how they got it covered. Yeah, they're just for looks. Now that you had mentioned that though, I would recommend throwing a rain gutter on that. Right, you've got this one, and I've got 2 on the front that would need to have a rain gutter. Otherwise, you're eventually going to have some issues right there. Right. Okay. It takes a while for that kind of thing to show up. Yeah. And then again, it sounds like you've been around long enough, but I always recommend I would pressure wash this driveway and seal it a couple more times. That's really what saves the driveways, is a lot of good concrete sealer. Okay. My other concerns is just kind of the hillside. The way they've saw cut, you run a high probability of, in years to come, this piece settling and shifting downhill. Yeah. And so I think you guys need to do some retention. I think that's really a lot more important than a lot of people let on to. Okay. So... do you kind of see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, as the water drops off, it'll drain.
Yep, it'll just kind of create a hole, and then, actually what happened is the water will get in here and freeze, and it'll break this piece off, and then gravity's just going to start taking it downhill. Gotcha. I do this on these houses with these cool driveways like this, and like there's always at that break, that thing just starts going downhill anywhere it can. Okay. So if you're just proactive about it, it won't be an issue. Gotcha. So
how's the quality of cement as far as you can tell? I mean,
it's still too new. You haven't had a winter.
right.
Unfortunately, until you have a winter, we won't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's okay. Again, you can kind of see where they missed with their brewing. So, I mean, again, there's like definitely a few things, but some of that stuff people won't notice. Like you guys are paying me here to pick apart every little thing I can think to pick apart.
You think he poured it himself, or maybe he hired a subcontractor?
I don't know. I'm not sure. So I only talked to her for a few minutes. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I mean, it's certainly got. It also doesn't look like it was a super experienced crew, just by kind of how crooked and stuff some of the things are. So, but I think, I mean, I hope it's okay. I hope you don't have a bunch of spalling this year. That's kind of why I think I talk about the sealing it.
Yeah,
like I would.
Well, sometimes it depends on the action and stuff.
Yep. There's many things. Well, and that's also another one you're going to probably find is eventually you're going to have settlement around your foundation again. And so as you guys are setting up landscape grade, set it a few inches higher than you want because it's going to settle.
Yeah.
There's no stopping it. So now one thing to kind of, and again, this is just longevity, whoever did the roof did a pretty good job, but they didn't come back through and seal up all the nail heads. So like your end piece of the gable, or I mean on the ridge, has 4 nails in it. And they just didn't come and seal any of those. And you've got probably 20, 25 nails up there that need to be sealed.
Okay.
So that's not a big deal. If you don't do it, it's not really ever going to have puddles of water in your attic or anything like that. But
How
again,
are the drip edges from what you can see?
they look fine. I mean, you could see some stuff like, so they use the thinner metal, and so that's why it kind of ripples at you a little bit like that. And like, if you're looking, there's definitely like, you could see whammies like right here in the drip edge where it's not quite perfectly straight.
Right. Okay.
And so some of that stuff, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I built my own house too, and I had to even have some of that stuff going on. And like, it's just one of those things. Like, what are you going to do? Dig through the pack and throw a bunch away that are already dented? You just use them. Once you get all your landscape in, people won't notice that. But yes, from everything that I can see, it all looks good.
Okay.
Like I actually just did a brand new house yesterday, and there's these spots. And actually, because there's spots up on the roof where you can't see the siding, but it's still there. You can't see it from the ground, I should say. And this just did a new house, and they didn't paint it or finish it or do anything to it because you can't see it from the ground.
Yeah.
You know, and so I documented all that stuff on your guys'. It's all in good shape.
All right.
So, okay, let's cruise around this way, you guys. Now, obviously, he kind of just threw some gravel down, and I'm not sure what you got going on. It's weird how they left you such a skinny approach right there. But
yeah, I think. I mean, Hayden kind of mentioned. The guy mentioned that they had to pour that corner because of city.
Oh, really?
In other words, they'd have probably left that because I think the intent, I'm guessing, is detached.
Okay, and then have this as just another driveway.
So this is probably all, intended on being finished out at some point. But
that makes actually sense.
Moving, that was kind of one of the things that interested me in the property. Too,
is the extra space?
Yeah, and detached at some point in the future, and so we'll have to understand some of that, and I guess maybe even bring some gravel in temporarily
just to make it look a little bit better, because it kind of looks a little salvage yardy, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's okay. Hey, I got half a dozen old junk cars I can bring by if you want. Okay, so some of the stuff I'll stop. You guys, I mean, you're probably not going to get landscaping done this year. It's just too late. But just use the black diverters. Get these rain gutters away from your house as much as possible. As much as possible. Most of it, like I said, is in good shape. Again, there's lights. Every eave has got the lights for the lighting and stuff. So I feel like they did a good job on that. You've got a gas line here for maybe a hot tub, a barbecue, kind of whatever you decide you want to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and exterior-wise. And then you guys saw the wood trim stuff under it. It's not finished. They're working on it. It's like a third done on the front. So hopefully
I saw that.
Are they going to finish that, or are they leaving that for you guys?
I was hoping that they'd finish it, and, it looks like they got about as far as the last time we was here.
That's where it was still at last time, so they haven't had a chance to work on it again.
I don't know if he's planning on finishing it, but, if he's not, then we'll have to
have someone.
Hire somebody to
yeah.
finish it.
Yeah, and then obviously you guys, this is, and it may not be obvious, you guys are going to have to deal with the hillside. Like, you have to retain it somehow.
Yep.
Rocks usually is what people do, blocks, retaining walls, whatever you guys want. How far back does your lot go?
I think it's just right.
Oh, I see the red cap. Yeah, you can see that red cap. That little tiny red cap behind the flowers.
Oh. Yeah.
That's your property corner.
Oh, okay.
Do you see the red cap, Jeremy? Cap?
Yep.
That's your property corner.
Got it.
Okay, so and as you were asking about like all the roof metal stuff, I said it's all. They actually did a pretty good job. It all looks pretty good. You know, like you could see the seams where they actually joined them instead of just overlapping them. So I think they did as good as they're gonna do on all that kind of thing.
Any idea on? So, kind of heard that there were some stubs for the future garage.
That's what those are. The white pipes.
I'm pretty sure those are irrigation.
Are they? Is that your pressurized?
Yeah.
Oh, then I have not seen any stubs out here.
So,
I forget. Yeah, you guys have pressurized up here.
On the corner, Jeremy.
Jeremy, if you look up, you can see a whammy in that drip edge right here.
yeah.
So, I mean, and again, something like that, I think a guy could get up there and probably knock that flat again, and so you wouldn't notice it as much.
Gotcha.
I have a friend who has one of these. He put a 3-inch lift on it with some off-road tires. It looks sick.
One of those?
Yeah, it looks
Looks
really,
pretty
really
good,
cool.
huh?
Yeah, all jacked up. It just looks cool. When we get up here, we'll talk about some of that grade around that deck has got me. It's going to funnel water right up against your house. It's not usually as concerning because we have really good damp proofing these days, but I still don't want water against the foundation.
So I mean, that's the water.
That's just the
line.
water meter for the whole
And
house.
you can see the sewer line comes
Right.
through here.
He was, yeah, because he was telling me that it was down in this area that if you were to, that he still needs to have it go up and then cross for a shop.
Oh, so you would have to just run it out.
So it's not stubbed.
No, no,
Which it sounded like at first.
it is not stubbed.
Yeah.
Um,
And the electrical, so there's a 400 meter.
well, it's 200s. You can't get a
Right,
4,
so
but
I
yeah,
think the 200 is reserved for the
shop.
attached. would
Okay.
be my guess or my assumption.
Okay. As we, again, the grade up underneath the deck, I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that.
Yeah.
Where this walkway is, it just slopes towards us. Somebody's going to have to do the hard work and push dirt underneath there. And
Yeah.
I mean, you're never getting a compactor there, so you might have to just use water.
Gotcha. Okay.
But, and then these walls, like I was noticing this one, like you're already getting a ton of water pushing down through that wall and causing all sorts of soil erosion. You guys are just going to have to be really, really aware of that when you're doing your landscape and just make sure the water is directed away.
Yeah. Okay.
So
You think that's coming from the gutter or just?
I think it's the gutter and the hillside. And that's why he's got the black emitter on it. That's the only one with an emitter. But you can see like there's 8 feet of, you can just see the silty dirt all on the bottom.
Yeah.
And so now just again, just kind of a suggestion, strawberries do really, really good packing in between those plants. You're going to have to do some sort of a mulch because this is pretty clayey soil. It's not going to grow super awesome. You'll have to do some compost and whatnot. But strawberries are just, they're super prolific and they keep spreading. And so they can kind of keep that dirt stuck between the rocks really well.
Okay.
So just something I've seen people do. And then when the rocks get hot, the strawberries like the heat. They're super sweet. Kind of a win-win.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a big roof too, man. It took me like probably 35, 40 minutes to do that whole roof.
Get through the whole roof.
I'm just looking for stuff. You never know what you have to kind of walk all of it.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, roof is good. Obviously you guys see where the stain stopped on but again, they've got scaffolds set up underneath an area that's not stained. So it looks like they're going to keep going, I hope. Sure makes a nice touch having it that brown color, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it looks really good.
Do we know what this bottom extra door is for? Because the one that's in there works fine.
Kind of wondered the same thing.
I
I
wasn't
wonder
sure.
if they accidentally ordered it white versus black.
Yeah,
Because it's the only white door
right.
in the house to where that's what it looks like just
It might be,
from what
yeah.
I see to where
Or
Oh.
size. It almost looks different.
I also wanted to point out they didn't finish the trim, and then if you look down, you can see there's a layer of trim underneath the deck that never got finished.
Yeah.
And that might be them waiting because they're probably going to put some sort of a soffit or something on the bottom of that deck.
Yeah, which I was a little, wanting that wood under there taken care of before you put a soffit.
Right? You mean stained or something?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
It's just pine,
You should. I do it to mine. At least they did. I don't know if you noticed, they did actually flash every single joist, so that
okay.
the top of the joist won't rot out.
That's good.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
That's good news.
Yeah. Very much so. Okay, so I'm guessing temporary meter. Is this going to be permanent? They're not attaching it to the house?
I'm not sure.
That's a good question. I kind of wondered that myself.
I mean, we also have our internet is just
They've got a disconnect on the wall
Right.
over there.
right a
So
200
I don't,
amp.
I don't know what that means, and maybe I need to consult with an electrician.
Or even the city, just to make sure that they're not going to come in and be like, hey, you got to move that. You can't
Yeah.
have that out here.
Yeah,
So
because it does look a little unfinished, right?
right,
Yeah.
it will looks well, and I mean, don't quote me on this, but I think that the version of the NEC that we're using, it says it needs to be on the front 3 feet of the house. So that's why that's why I was just curious as to how they're able to just pull this off.
Yeah.
If this is allowed, cool. Who cares? Put a bush right here so you don't have to look at it. But I just want to find out. And then again, the internet is the orange. That's just kind of. And again, I've got a conduit right here, but where do I mount stuff? So it just kind of a little bit. I just wanted you
Where
to.
does that conduit go?
Correct. I'm sure it goes somewhere under the deck, but I can't see it. I don't know. So.
Yeah, and you can really see how if the water ran into those rocks.
Oh, yeah.
In that corner.
Yep.
You got some
And it'll all go underneath there.
serious
So.
potential for problems.
And right here, everything is still kind of coming in. You're going to want to put some sort of a swell. So a low spot out here that kind of sucks the water to it to keep it away from the house. Like I said, I feel like it's really important.
If you get a downpour, you got this whole field
Correct.
worth of water cruising this way.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
So as long as you guys can kind of anticipate that and plan it into your landscaping, it will never be an issue for you.
Yeah.
So, and I crawled up underneath there and got pictures of everything. They did a good job on it. The deck is built well. I'm not sure what all this stuff was. I think that was supposed to be Comcast's conduit that got destroyed. So you may want to ask about that, because again, I don't know whose responsibility that would be to replace.
Is that in your report?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
You probably got all this stuff.
Everything I'm going to tell you is in the report. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back here again. Everything was in good shape. Now, are you guys from Utah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're familiar with ice damming, big icicles on our east and north sides.
Yeah.
I recommend heat tape here and over here. It's going to happen. You're going to have icing. You might as well just be proactive. and
Could you
put heat
see
tape
some
up.
electrical outlets for that?
There's just the ones on the eave. Just the ones on the eaves.
Any idea if there's switches that go to
Okay,
that?
so that's we have, and I totally forgot to ask her. There are 2 red switches downstairs in the utility room. I have no idea what they for. My bet, and they're a lighted switch, so when they're on, the lights are on. I assume that is for these outlets, but we need to kind of verify if we can, just make sure.
Yeah.
So they're either usually behind the front door, which they're not, or they're down in that utility room. So.
All right.
Okay, and then same thing when you guys seal that concrete out front, seal this concrete, because barbecue sauce stains as bad as oil.
Yeah, okay.
And then again, to answer your question, you could see that we didn't do a great job brooming.
Yeah.
So I mean, he probably did this one for sure. But the driveway was quite a bit better.
Yeah.
And by the time you throw a nice outdoor rug and a patio table, no one will ever notice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our 2 ACs. We've got north wing and south wing. The south wing is kind of just the master, so it's a little bit more controlled, and then the north is everything else.
Okay.
And so that's not wrong, it's just how they did it.
Which one's which?
This is for the bigger part, that's just for the master end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do up and down, north wing, south wing? or
Yes,
what?
yeah. Okay. So there's only the 2 furnaces, 2 ACs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, and then
So downstairs there was a square that said south furnace. Any idea what that's
I don't
about?
know. Yeah, no. I saw it on the ground, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it was just somebody making sure that they were, I don't know. Yeah. Bathroom fans are all, excuse me, sorry about that, Jerry. Bathroom fans are all vented out to the outside. I was able to listen and verify that.
All right.
Yeah, and then this stuff, I said all these outlets work. This GFI outlet covers all down here, which is fine.
Sliding doors also.
Huge sliding doors, yep, they work really good.
Any worries with the
No,
capping or the way it's...
no, I don't think
Doesn't look
so.
like that's unfinished.
That's still raw wood, yeah, with on the third, that's part of doing all this stuff.
I don't suppose this carries a ton of weight or load, but I was just kind of curious why the offset.
I don't know, just the way the architects draw stuff. To be honest, it's funny. I was actually having a conversation with Shiloh Peck the other day, the roofer, and we've talked about like all these little cool angles like this. They sure look neat, but Utah just destroys them.
Yeah.
Our snow. That's why I was so kind of stressing doing the heat tape and stuff all in these areas.
Snow gets
Snow
up
and
in there,
ice.
Yeah.
So. Fresh air vent, makeup air, all that kind of good stuff.
You ever seen any problems with this?
The brick veneer.
Yeah.
Just like most brick, yeah. Sometimes it can pop off. You got to really watch the cracks and whatnot on it. And I mean, this stuff being that it's painted with latex, like it's pretty sealed up. The problem with painting brick is that once it starts, you have to like strip it and repaint it again when it needs it, or at least maintain it.
Sandblast it, right?
Right. Yep. Window wells are all good. It's kind of funny. I tested all these hose bibs and it's hot enough that all the water dried. Yeah, so all this stuff is pretty nice.
Make sure we
Just a little bit of
all the gutters to
a French drain of some sort. Yeah, you don't want this. And again, like I feel like he's kind of been taken down trying to start building his swell.
Yeah.
That's just our garage. Yep.
Okay.
So yep. So all this stuff was pretty great. In fact, we can just go in right
Any
through
other topics out?
No, we pretty much got it. Grade is my biggest concern, and then I mean, cleaning up. I mean, who knows what you'll be left with. And like I said, I think your answer on your concrete shows. I think the driveway was professional. I think this was our homeowner and his buddies. Yep, but again, garage doors and everything out here worked fine. All that stuff was in good shape. Actually, do you guys mind if we walk around to the front door? So my shoes get really gross, and I have house shoes to wear. So I'm really grateful to see that they got some conduits run. So if you wanted to pull a wire or something underneath there, or sprinkler up in here. And then this spot right here was the biggest one I was worried about. I'll let Jared get closer. I've told him 3 times now, so I think he gets it. But that's where I'm concerned with, is this flower bed kind of getting leveled out, and then we leave that big old hole underneath. So, and then this is our main gas meter, right? Main gas shutoff is right here. I did use combustible gas detector and stuff. Nothing's leaking, shouldn't change. I mean, your gas sniffer that your guys use is better than mine, but mine's good enough for what I'm doing.
Yeah, and it is a 2-pound set, I noticed.
Yeah, so if you wanted like a tankless, you're going to have to jump to a 4 and then put regulators on, because you've got 2 50-gallon water heaters. Yeah. Which is kind of, I get it, but also like in this neighborhood, most of these houses are getting tankless. Now this, depending on your final landscape, right, is about where you need a handrail, because 34 inches is your cutoff. It's so close. And so I guess by the time you get a little bit more landscaping, you'd probably be okay.
Probably be all right, right?
But, well, yeah, because they already have a certificate of occupancy, so it has to be okay.
Yeah.
So never mind. Yeah, it has to be close enough.
I did notice this handrail over here was a
little bit loose.
Kind of like you hadn't got it hooked up yet. Well, it was.
Yeah, because I went through and bumped them. Oh, is it that one a little bit? That one's a little bit loose.
So I drove a screw in there, but it was short.
Yeah.
Okay. Short of
I actually did catch that part. I went and bumped them all, and this must be the one I didn't notice. I'll throw that on the report for you. Okay, come on in, guys. Okay, so in here, it actually gets better. Everything in here is really, really, really well done and nice. I did not find a single miswired outlet. I did not find a single light fixture that did not work, that did not respond. I have a couple of bedroom doors downstairs that don't latch. That's a very simple adjustment that might be seasonal. So on a new house, they have some solid wooden doors as opposed to the hollow core doors. A solid wood door is going to expand and contract more than a hollow door. And so that's kind of a nice house thing. And so I always like to tell people, before you adjust it, make it fit today, wait to see if it closes in the winter. Because if it latches in the wintertime, then you're like, well, you just have to pick when it's going to latch and when it's not. Sometimes you can adjust them to where it always still works, but I think that's just part of the new house thing. But in here, like I said, outlets work. You guys know that that's not a real fireplace, it's a holograph.
I assumed it was an electric fireplace.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't gas.
Yep, it's holograph. So, and it's great, it works fine.
Yeah.
So and it does have an electric heater. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Are those return airs?
They are, and they forgot to paint the inside of them black.
I guess the ducts must go from down there
all the way up
into the attic.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, some of the HVAC is definitely a little different. Like even with the basement furnace, you'd think they would have put ductwork in the floor, and they didn't. It's still in the ceilings.
Yeah. Well, that would have been, underground.
Yeah. It's just nicer. I don't know.
Save money doing that.
Right, right. But yeah, everything in here works fabulous. I heated up all the ovens. I ran all the dishwashers. Yep, all 3 of them. Yeah, I did everything in here, man. Everything in here works great. If you guys ever see pictures of my kitchen, I'm telling you, the only thing really different about my kitchen is I have black backsplash tile.
Your fridge seemed to work okay.
Yep, cold in the fridge, colder in the freezer.
These all
Yep,
operable.
every single one.
See any problem with the cabinets?
No, I would have looked. So what I'm looking for is just if they bump, if they scrape, if they drag. If you look really hard, you can find a couple little marks. But like for the most part, this place is about perfect.
This chair.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
We didn't do too much rooting before.
Yeah, we didn't open.
They don't even glue these down usually. These are usually just the weight. But how they thicken the edge, so your granite's only this thick. And then they just thicken the edge. So no, they do nice. You will want to watch those. So see how you have a little line right here? So that will get packed with stuff. And you have to watch. Like my belt buckle will leave marks on mine. I have to be really careful about that. I guess you're tall enough, you don't have to worry about that. But you girls do. And then same thing, second kitchen worked just as well. Ran this dishwasher, garbage disposal. I think this one's got something stuck down in there. My hand's too big to fit, so somebody will have to clean out whatever's in there. Now,
you tried the ovens. And
yes,
stuff.
yep. So I heat all the ovens and stuff up. Now this one I did want to warn you guys. So I have seen if you are really cooking something at town, you can discolor this.
Yeah.
So I would just use discretion.
Okay.
That's like the only thing that I feel like is like if you got a kettle right here, like you're going to damage that. So
Bacon, right?
bacon is going to damage that.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, you want to fry bacon out there with a big vent hood and have that sucker on high
Good to know.
because it'll pull a lot of that
It
grease.
didn't look to me like the vent hood goes all the way
not.
out. Does it go in the?
Well, no. It actually does. I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing outside. The vent hood is the vent out in the soffit.
Oh, so it does.
It does go outside. Yeah. It's right the brown thing that's hanging down. Why? Oh, yeah, right there. So it's just going to that.
So, do you like check the windows?
Yep. Open and close every window, every door, every cupboard, every drawer, every single one. Yep. They all work great. Have you ever had a casement window like this? So these are like the premium windows, but they require maintenance. If you don't open those, you get bugs that kind of hide around the inside edge, and then they'll stick. And so like if they ever stick, pop that sucker open it all the way, clean it all out, clean out the track. They're a nice window, but like they are kind of, you have to babysit them a little bit.
Yeah, and so this just pops
Yep,
up.
unlock that all the way, and then you'll, a little bit more, that's not quite unlatched. There you go. And then pop this up, and then you'll just crank.
Oh.
So that's where you'll get bugs, and so you have to kind of graphite, lubricant that in the track and whatnot, and just make sure you keep the bugs cleaned out. And then you just close it. And there's, so obviously they've got all their screens taken out. There's like 4 places with piles of screens.
Sometimes you like screens on certain windows for that.
Yeah, it's kind of a real
there.
estate thing to pull
Yeah.
the screens when you're selling your
Like in
house.
the front, you don't really want
No.
those ugly screens showing.
No, not at all. I want to look out those windows.
Yeah.
So this sliding glass door looks really expensive.
Yes, it is. You're not joking. Yeah. He just has this one all locked down. I locked it back up. We can unlock it, but yeah, they just slide. Now, like any screen door, when you're vacuuming, you need to use the wand and vacuum out that track. Like it's going to accumulate crap like you've never experienced. You think a heat duct is bad, and that's what messes these doors up. Now, eventually, if you live here long enough, you're going to have to pull this door, lift it, take it out, and clean the bottom of the rollers and stuff. So these are all adjustments for your rollers. So if it's like binding up, you can actually adjust the roller up or down to kind of help the door out. But usually it's yuck and just stuff that gets in there. So, make it a habit of vacuum that, pull them open, vacuum the track, and it'll last a really long time for you. Be gentle on them. Like it's one of those things like this is probably a $20,000 door.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just treat them gentle and they'll be fine. They'll last you guys a long time.
Is that like a little paint film at the top of that? Or
It is just a little overspray. Yeah.
maybe just.
You can see it on the outside. It's from
Can
the
be gone or
outside.
something like
I would just
that.
hit it with a razor blade. Remotes. This remote is for the fan outside, and then that remote is for the fan in this room. They just had them all in one pile, and I separated them so that it would make a little more sense.
I did notice like some cable wires coming in up high over there.
I believe that is all cable, alarm, and your modem is all right up there. So that's internet, modem, power, that kind of stuff.
All right, gotcha.
So, yep. So in this bathroom, everything in here was in great shape. This was one of the other GF5s. There we go. I think this GF5 might be faulty actually, because now I can't get it to reset again. Okay, but it did reset. So is that tied to the one? I think this is the one that's tied to the laundry room. So then you go out and, yeah. So that's kind of why it's confusing, is because it's across the house. But yeah, everything else in here was in great shape.
Is this tile?
This is a kind of a tile. It's not a ceramic, it's like a laminate. And so, but these ones are at least grout down. The ones like in the other bathroom are like, well, it's not stone.
No.
It's fake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Okay. It kind of looks soft. It was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Nope, still pretty strong. And so they're calling this room a bedroom. They're counting this as a bedroom even though it doesn't have a closet.
Right, yeah.
But it would be hard to honestly throw a closet in the corner. It'd be a weird shaped closet, but it would still be fine.
Office or,
Workout room like they're doing the ice bath.
Yeah, so we had a question with potentially the removal of this. Do you think that there could be, I guess, damage or...
No, that's just sitting on the floor. I actually totally Googled that and read all about it. That thing's
Yeah, 'cause-
badass. It's like $4,500.
Yeah, we were thinking of like...
No, it's just a plastic bottom. It's just, you can put it anywhere. It just plugs in and you fill it up.
Okay, because this is like what we were thinking about, like, you know, maybe having you come back before like our final walkthrough to check to make sure that like, it was all good, but...
It's just plugged in. It's not plumbed. So as long as there's not damage, you're fine.
It's just all over,
I
I
think
guess.
it's
I would say if you guys see anything, then let's have me come back. Then we can figure that out. But I would say come check it out, and as long as you don't see anything, you shouldn't have anything. So, are you guys familiar with these Nest thermostats? Or excuse me, Ecobee.
Ecobee.
Oh wait, yeah, you are. I'm so sorry, HVAC guy. I'm so sorry. I was just about to give you the spiel of the Ecobee.
Give me your spiel.
Well, it's really a smart thermostat, right? It has as much brain power as a smartphone. And so there's just, for guys, people who don't know, there's just so many different like settings on this thing.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think, why I try to like show people is, I mean, there's so many different options and settings that there's an app you can download and then there's a tutorial on the app. I just tell people to do the tutorial.
Yeah, and I noticed they had some little sensors hanging around.
Right,
I think
right.
They sync with these
Correct.
and take an average temperature. So.
Correct. But there's no zones. So that is designed to work with a zone system, but nobody wants to pay for a zone system.
I don't like it.
Well, yeah, it's a lot more working parts to go
The
bad.
problem with the zone system is you assume one zone's going to heat while the other zone cools.
No, it doesn't work that way.
don't.
No, it does not work
It
that
just
way.
opens
I did not assume that at all. Now, this is kind of a tough one, you guys, because normally I like to make the suggestion of putting low E tint on these windows to keep the heat out of this room, but then you kind of mess up your view a little bit. And so I think that is why they have an HVAC for just this end of the house. Is so that I'm not trying to fight to keep, so this room isn't like over hot, and the rest of the room is house is freezing.
It almost seems like there is a bit of a tint.
Well, they have to have some. You can see the color, but like you can have, so the thing with this is when this comes from the factory, it's the inner layer that's tinted, so you can see it reflecting on the out. So and so what happens is my window is still getting hot. If I put my low E tint on the outside, it keeps my argon gas a little bit cooler.
Okay.
So I did, my room, my master bedroom is just like this, and I did it to mine. It probably shaved 6 degrees off of the temperature of the room.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it was enough that it's noticeable. You can feel the difference. Now, I'm a nerd, and I use an infrared camera to be precise on how much. And literally, it was, he did one window, and I literally was like, you gotta be kidding me. And like, you could stand and feel the difference.
Really?
Yeah, it's that noticeable. So, happy birthday, Clark. It was like last week, like Friday. It's off. Do you want me to kick it on so you can feel it?
Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe.
I turn it down for when I'm in here and testing it, and then I turn it back to what they had it all at 74 when I got here. So I cranked it all down to 70 just to make sure, because I want to see how well the system actually brings us down. Because if in my 4 hours I can't drop the house a couple degrees, like it's not a good system. And there's some houses I come in and like it'll go up a degree, and I'm like, that ain't good. And anyway, I would just like to point out, I don't know if this was intentional, but like I am the person who is going to be outside while I'm on the toilet. Hey Jim! Yeah, you shouldn't be out here. Sorry. How funny is that?
Might be too.
Yeah.
That neighbor, he's got these big old arborvitae plants. There's you can't see.
I'm gonna set up one of the boys. You know.
Yeah, we probably ought to put like a pop the door button or something on here.
I might even be holding a beer when it happens.
I just saw that. I was just like, oh, my wife would be so pissed. Now, this, you guys, please don't take this the wrong way. This is the only thing I think they missed. This does not express this house at all.
Tracy felt the same way.
Especially now that like I see the size of you, like, dude, you can't. What are you doing, man? You can get your big toe in that thing, dude. So whatever it's worth. This is this is the only spot I feel like they missed.
And see if
No.
you fit.
Well, she'll fit just end to end.
Yeah, just not like what I'm used to.
No.
Because she loves her baths.
So you just gotta take that out and just
Put you a soaker.
My other one's much bigger, yeah.
You might just have to pull out a closet and put a soaker.
We'll see how it works out, huh? Change my ways.
But good water pressure on everything, so that stuff's all fine.
Yeah. Any problems with North Logan getting the water up here?
So I always like to specify, I kind of have to go off industry standards, right?
Yeah.
So 50 to 80 PSI is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, up here you're not hitting 80, ever. So if you want 80, you need to put boosters down on your water heaters.
Yeah.
So if you're getting in here and you're just like, I don't like this, because I've had people do that. They call me like, Brian, I don't like this water pressure. I'm like, that sucks. You're on a hill. Like the higher up the hill you go, the less water pressure you can get.
Yeah.
And so, it's good enough. I mean, like when you kick these on and then you look at your shower head, it's fine. But that's also a low flow shower head. So there's different shower heads that boost your pressure. Like if you put your hand in that's not blasting water off of you.
Right.
So it's within industry standards. I just don't know if it's going to be your guys' tolerance though.
We do have really good water pressure
Where you're at.
now.
So the thing that is those booster pumps are what? They're like $100, $140, and you just put them on the hot line of the water heater so that your hot lines are just. So that's what I normally see people do to kind of combat this situation.
Gotcha.
Now this floor is a little different. These are similar to a peel and stick tile with a little bit of mastic. And so as you guys are walking on, you'll notice that there's spots that it'll like lift and it'll make little tacky noises. I think that will stop eventually. And now that I'm saying it, I can't think of them. There was like a couple spots. And I sat here and like squished them, and so maybe I actually stuck them back down. Oh, right there. Did you hear that? You heard it, didn't you? It popped just a little bit of a crickle. So sometimes they're kind of lifting a little bit. That's all. Don't be super alarmed. It's just the mastic doesn't ever actually get hard. It's always a little tacky.
Yeah, we actually saw some of this stuff down in the basement.
Yep.
So that'll be us.
Yeah, it's a good product. It's more like same thing with these, you guys. This is a floating floor. So if you ever feel like, oh, that piece feels like it's moving a little bit, yeah, it's not glued or nailed down in any way, shape, or form. So you get that behind you, Ed. Oh, and then one more. I do like they've actually given you pretty good light control. So I don't have to have all the lights on all the time. And then plenty of closet storage for Stacy stuff, or Tracy. Tracy, damn it, dang it, I'm so sorry. Stacy. No, Tracy, I said it wrong the second time too, Tracy. Yeah, yeah. So anyways, plenty of closet storage for her stuff. See, the joke I like
Jeremiah,
to
have
make
to
is
put it in.
you've got, you've got his and her closets. There's gas. Yep, there's not on any of them.
Gas dryers are overrated.
I agree.
My opinion.
The people who love them, man, do they love them.
Yeah.
So this is my other attic access. This side is just as unremarkable as that side.
Yeah.
I've got 360 pictures as best as I could for you.
Great. Probably a little thing insulation on top of it. Probably
Yep.
pain in the butt.
Yep.
Getting up and
Yep, there's actually room to move it though. You can actually just lift it and set it right out of the way.
is this like some sort of a
That's what the cabinets mount on.
angle?
No, that's what the cabinets mount. So if you look at these cabinets, they have a little C notch, and then they have a little piece of metal that clips in there, and that's what hangs on it. Yeah, IKEA. It may not be IKEA, but it's like the IKEA kind of idea. So these aren't. I actually have these. No, not these ones. It's the one downstairs. I have the same ones in my basement laundry too. It's just kind of funny. I said this house, you guys, honestly, it's funny how much is so similar between this house and my house.
Yeah.
I have these hard handles on everything, and it's pretty funny. And I wanted those fans, but my wife picked a different fan.
Is that the remote to the fan?
Yeah, yeah, fans right here. Yeah, what are you looking at? You're allowed to open and close the doors. It's fine. Well said, keep going. We'll go downstairs. It's not even close to getting done. There's a lot of house here. I love a big wide staircase. Can I just tell you that?
We noticed too that it's like the only carpet in the house.
Yeah. Which has got its pluses and its minuses, for sure. For sure. So yeah, so if we come down here again, same thing, you guys. Everything in here is just working fabulous. Hot's hot, cold's cold. All my toilets are perfect. All my showers. They don't have curtain rods on any of these. You really don't get water splashing out much, so it's probably fine. Okay, so again, everything down here works great. Everything was. I need to make sure I lock this. I did. We're good. Yep, they got them all over. See, the door's black on the outside and white on the inside. It's the right door. I just don't know. Like, I guess, like, I don't. Do you guys want to look at this and make sure I didn't miss something wrong with it?
Could just be the size.
Might just ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, that door works like perfect. I don't under. That's why I was like really confused. I didn't want to miss something, but I just the door works perfect. Plenty of closet storage. Like, this place is just closets for days, man. Okay, so this is, it's just how they're laid out. So this is my south wing, this is my north wing. Who knows why they put south furnace right there. But yeah.
Which one was whining a little bit?
It's this one. So if you just get down right here, you can hear it. It's doing it right now. Did you hear it slow down? You hear it surge? The filter's pretty. Do you want me to pull it off so you can pull the filter out, or it's pretty dirty? It's sucking it in, and so is that just all it is? Okay, you can hear it, right? That doesn't make you nervous? Is that just fine?
It's a little frustrating. So, like most HVAC companies, they size this duct the same size as that duct.
But this is supposed to be bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be about that much bigger.
Right.
And then you want a little bit of room for an air filter and stuff.
Yeah. And these are fine, but like when you see these, they're not filthy, but they're just dirty.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, now you hear that one.
And are those switches that you're talking about?
No, these two right there.
Oh, gotcha.
Jeremy, those I think are the switches for the eaves.
Yeah, most likely that would make sense.
And then this is a beautiful panel. They did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's full, which is a little bit unfortunate, but
This is 200 amp?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
200 amp.
Now, I did want to document and talk about, so sometime this got wet.
When we got here, the first walkthrough, this one was leaking.
Oh, okay, so he fixed
Well,
it.
they both kind of were.
Yeah, and Hayden told him about it.
Yeah, and I told him I would.
So he just came and cinched him down.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, it obviously had water, but like, I don't know where it went. That's good.
Yeah, Jeremy pointed out that it was just like dripping, it was just like puddling up. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just
No.
like a seal or
Yeah,
something.
it's fine.
you know?
It was just going right in the
Yeah.
drain. It's fine. You just don't want it to keep going.
Yeah.
And then, so this is your processing tank for your softener. Now, I'm gonna have you step out of here. So, these two things, this is beyond the home inspection. You're gonna have to talk to the installer and just get the details. What's concerning to me is, now bear with me as I try to take you on this journey, guys. So my water comes up right here with my finger shade on it right here.
Water supply.
I come up, then I spliced, I am softening, and then I come back up. I go down into here, coming through all this stuff, but then this is after, I'm not even sure why, because this is shut down, it's coming back in. Is this coming after my softener? Because this is what's going outside. And now that I just said that, now I'm like, where did I trace this down?
Those are both underground.
Right. So
going
those
to
are
somewhere.
Right. Those are going to the two lines I told you are outside. One for sprinklers. One I think is for the shop. So let me show you those really fast.
Okay.
If you just want to climb up on those rocks and look left, you'll see two big bundles right here. Go up here and look under the deck, and you'll see two big bundles of the blue pipe. And that's why I assume that one is for a sprinkler and one is for the garage. See what I mean up there?
Yeah, I got you.
So that's what those two lines come out to.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
That would make sense.
but now I need to look at this again because I swear that I had this traced and we're softening the water going to the sprinklers, which we don't want to do. Here. So it's right here. Okay, so then this is the line that's feeding everything else, right? So this comes out of this machine, comes back up in here, and this is what's feeding everything. So I'm softening and conditioning my water that I'm using outside to water my lawn, which I don't want to do.
Right. Yeah.
So I would figure out whichever one is going to be the sprinkler, and then it needs to be tapped into this, not tapped into that. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Sorry, this is so complex, it takes me a minute to stand here and figure out how the hell it's working again. I mean, this is cool. I have a big distiller in my basement, and I drink distilled water. It's like, this isn't weird to me. I'm just not familiar with this machine.
Well, it's reverse osmosis.
Right, but a commercial, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like, deionized water is actually not good for you.
No, I agree completely. So anyways, you're just going to kind of have to figure a little bit of this out. I just want to make sure you realize that you're softening your sprinkler water. You'll burn your lawn. Like, it's not good.
Yeah.
So
And probably use
a buttload of salt.
Yeah.
Well, these are a different system. So this is the softener, and then the salt tank is the one out in the garage.
Right, yeah.
This is this ionized RO'd water.
Right.
So this is, I don't know where they're pumping it everywhere, which this is fine. This should just be what you're drinking, not what you're doing everything with. So, but I think, to me, the only thing that really needs to happen is not running sprinklers off of treated water.
Yeah.
So, which is very easy to switch that
That's all.
back. Once you close this door, it's totally fine. You can't hear them as much. Although that thing, when it goes off, that's loud. Yeah, that's not quiet. If you're watching a movie in here, you're pushing pause for a minute.
Wow.
And so it might be that you guys throw a solid core exterior type of a door on here to kind of mute some more noise. And then obviously another amazing closet with your cool little channel.
Yeah.
See how that works? Right, and then here, I mean, everything in these bedrooms is just perfect. Now these bedrooms, the next two are the ones that the doors don't quite latch.
Okay.
And so you can adjust your strike plate, you can adjust your door. There's a couple things you can adjust before getting like into door adjustments, but
No water issues?
no, none that are visible.
So far?
No. And I look with my lights and my infrared. So this floor was the same as that one in that master. Did you feel yourself sticky? There's a couple of them that stick a little bit and just pop up, but it'll chill eventually. This one, everything in here was perfect. I did just note they didn't have their sink stopper is not actually connected. I put the rod back through, but the little keeper's missing to keep the pop-up going. So, which is also not a big deal, but I think this one, and then the like the sauna room are the only two doors that don't have door stops.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but I just letting you know. It's in the report, so you'll see it eventually. Yeah, I have these cabinets in my kitchen in my basement, except I went with the black version of them. They're super cool. Yeah, so that's what we got.
Okay, any questions, Dave?
Yeah.
It's a good house. I love it. I like it. That's cool, man. It's good to meet you. Good to do business.
You too.
I've been referring you guys for years.